You're tuning in to Financial Fitness Northwest live on 1150 KKNW. We provide our listeners with information from businesses and professionals to bring you solutions to your daily life and local charities to provide you with the opportunities to give back to your community as well. And today we are here in studio with Patti Skelton McGougan from Y.E.S. So Patti has been the executive director of Youth Eastside Services since 1997. She holds a degree in social work, sociology. Thank you. From Washington State University, and is a graduate of the University of Washington's Cascade Public Executive Program and Stanford University's Graduate School of Business Executives Program. Wow. Patti has received the Women of the Year Award. Wow, Patti, that's pretty cool. Presented by Bellevue Business and Professional Women, and the Community Commitment Award presented by the Bellevue Youth Link Board. She has over 25 years of experience in local and regional organizations dedicated to serving children and teens, the disabled, minorities, and seniors, including Children's Home Society, the Washington Department of Social and Health Services, and the City of Bellevue. Patti has played a key role in developing new approaches to address the changing needs of the youth and families in our community. Welcome, Patti.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Wow. I'm kind of exhausted just listening to all that.
I am
You're
too.
busy.
I don't know if that's all true what you just read.
Well, it's on here.
No,
it must be.
I'm kidding.
Yes, we've said it on the air. It's true.
Yeah, that's right. Own it. Well, we're so excited to have you in here, Patti, and talk to us about Y.E.S.
Which is Youth Eastside Services, right? So how and why? How did this come about?
Well, you know, it's interesting. I wasn't around when it started, but the people who started it, I've had the opportunity to meet, and they are wonderful, wonderful people. And they talk about and they describe what was going on back in the 60s. And if you can imagine, back then, there was a lot of drug use. Mm-hmm. And one of the stories that has just always stood out for me was there was a pharmacist in Bellevue who actually had young kids coming in and hanging around the pharmacy and teens and asking questions about drug interactions. And one of the stories he told was there was a young kid that came in one day and was talking with the pharmacist and said that he was told if you injected peanut butter, you could get a good high off that.
Really?
Really. And so he was alarmed at what he was seeing and hearing from the kids in the community. So he actually got together with some other people in the community, including a doctor, a pediatrician, and others in the community, and their spouses, and started talking about it. And they described sitting around in someone's living room talking about, we need to do something about this. We can't just turn our back on what's going on in our community. And long story short, out of their living room with these couples getting together, they got involved and they made a difference and they launched this organization.
Wow.
And when they described what it was like back then, it was actually the old candy cottage in Bellevue. I never got to see that, but I've seen pictures of it. It was pretty funky. A lot of people, the guys with long hair and the peace, signs on their T-shirts and hanging out around the place. And one even talked about bringing a monkey to the place. It sounded a little out of control there to me, but the monkeys running around. But they started it called the Heads Up Center. And it was in Bellevue, and actually was like a drop-in center for young people to come and get help with the issues that they were facing in their lives and with their families.
Okay.
Wow.
So how has it changed over the last 50 years?
Well, it's a little different. We don't have monkeys anymore.
You don't?
No.
That might make it fun.
I know. Kids would love that. We do have a therapy dog,
okay.
So that's good.
Yeah.
No, but we've evolved into a much bigger agency providing a wide range of services throughout the entire East Side community. Much more professional. We have a wide range of staff that are certified and trained in best practice models providing therapy and counseling and interventions to the kids and families in our community. So we've got offices all over, and not just that little candy cottage, and not just dealing with drug and alcohol issues too.
Okay. So what are the people that you guys serve?
Well, we serve all kids and families throughout the East Side from birth to age 22. And anybody can come to us, whether you have means or not. So we're going to serve everybody. And we really believe that that's really critical and that's really important to be there and to be that organization that we're the community's organization for everyone. And so making sure that everyone has opportunity to get in our doors and get help is critical to us too. So anybody can come to us. We serve all in the community.
So how many people are employed by the organization? And then can you tell us about the specific different services that you provide?
Sure. We've got approximately 70 staff.
Oh, wow. So pretty big.
It's a lot.
Yeah. We also have a great program we do with the universities where we have master's level interns completing their internships with us. And so that's a wonderful opportunity for us to have the students that are coming out of college and starting their careers, bringing in the new thinking, and then they get to come and work with our trained, experienced therapists as well. So it's a great marriage of, the experienced and the new learning coming together. So that's wonderful. And I'm sorry, the second part of your question.
So as far as the different services you provide, is it mainly counseling? Is there additional?
Yeah, we provide individual and group counseling. Mm-hmm. And you can imagine all the issues that come through our door, everything that kids deal with. I mean, some of you in this room are parents, what it's like. Sometimes it's not always easy. But the kids coming through the doors have lots of issues that we need to address and deal with. So I kind of look at it as in three buckets. We have our mental health services, we have our substance abuse services, and then we also really believe in educating and preventing in the community. So we have a wide range of things that we do along that line, where earlier your guest was talking about mentoring and mentoring in the real estate business, right? We have a mentoring program to help kids that are struggling and need that extra help and need an extra positive adult in their life. So that's an example of education and prevention. We have support groups and leadership groups for Latino youth. We have best practice model therapies that we're doing for kids. As an example, dialectical behavioral therapy is one of the things that we're doing now. It's for kids that we're seeing come through our doors that are exhibiting some pretty serious behaviors, some pretty concerning issues. They're cutting on themselves or they're suicidal. And we're able to provide that DBT program for them to really help them gain some skills to turn their lives around. And it's been extremely successful. And we're so excited about that we're helping with that. So we have a wide range of what we do under mental health counseling services, under substance abuse services. We help parents. We provide education and prevention and in the community as well.
How do, kids find you guys? Is it through schools or, how do they come to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Some don't want to come to us right away. They get court ordered.
Or the court ordered, okay.
No, just some of them.
Some, okay.
Sure. But we actually have our offices throughout the Eastside that people come to us and get help, but also we're in the schools.
Okay.
So being a counselor, being out and being part of the school, knowing the student body and knowing the teachers at the school, a lot of referrals come from schools as well. We get them from parents. So a lot of ways that people get to us.
Wow.
So is the counseling and so forth, you said for the kids, can it be families too?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Parents in need and...
We always try and involve the family whenever we can because we usually know it's a family issue. It affects everyone in the family, right?
Right.
So that's really important to us.
So how can people get involved and help Y.E.S.?
Oh, great question. We always love the help from the community. There's a variety of ways. I talked about mentoring. Call us, get in hold of us and become a mentor. We'll put you through the training and we'll get hooked up with a kid. Giving back in a lot of ways. We have a big event that we do every year. We'd love to have people attend that or bring their friends and neighbors to that. Our Invest in Youth breakfast that we do, where we raise money to help those that can't afford our help. That's our big event. We love to have people be a table captain and recruit all their friends to come join us. Spreading the word, we really find we're kind of one of the best kept secrets. You don't know about us until you really need us, So we're trying really hard to get the word out so that people know we're there for them and they can turn to us.
So Eastside, what is the actual geographic area that you serve? Is it just like?
Our main focus is the Bellevue and Lake Washington School District, but we serve kids and families from all over the East Side, the greater side with a variety of different things.
How many kids come through How many kids do you help in a year, I guess? Yeah.
Well, with our education and prevention, we're up around maybe 40,000 some.
Wow.
Then the more intensive services, or if they're coming in and getting some real serious help, they're suicidal or extremely depressed or have anxiety, those kinds of things, that takes a longer time to work through, and more sessions. And those kids, probably around over 5,000 that we're serving with the more intensive services.
Wow. That's amazing, because there's so many kids out there that need services like this, but their parents can't afford it, or they don't know where to go or how to get started. And then they just come in there and they start talking to someone, and then they're getting counseling, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, and the cool thing we're doing too that I'm so excited about is that we consciously made a decision a while back to serve 0 to 22. That was a change for us, because we used to just serve the school-age kids.
Okay.
But we're starting with the little ones now. And so here's an example. There's a program that we're doing, a service that we're offering called Parent-Child Interaction Therapy. And so you could be there with the counselor and your toddler, and in one room we have a counselor with an earbud in, and in the other room is the parent and the kid. And we're able to see what goes on with the parent and the kid and help coach them right then and there about some of the things that they can do with their parenting and their interaction with their kid, and to help them be better parents and to help their kid deal with some really difficult challenges that they're facing at the same time.
Wow, that's awesome. So it's kind of like just like instant. I mean, they're getting the tools right as the behavior's happening,
Absolutely.
like how to work through it.
Absolutely. Then they get their little homework assignment. They get to go home, do their homework and come back. And it's really been a great model that's making a big impact for a lot of little kids that we just started that. So we're excited to see it happen, grow.
Yeah, and that's so great, catching it while it's young, probably young parents, young children, and, hopefully prevent problems that could be a lot bigger if they came in down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. I always tell people, though, that there's that piece, but there's also bad stuff happens. It just happens. There's bumps in the road that happen. Someone loses their parent to cancer or car accident. There's lots of things those kids are left grieving. Who's there to help them and catch them? We do that and get them back on track and help build healthy kids and healthy lives. So catching them young is important, but things happen along the road, and we catch them when that happens too. And, they hit middle school or high school and the drug and alcohol issue starts to take over. We're there to catch that and help them through it.
Oh, that's so incredible. What about these parents that have these young kids for this program? I mean, how do they find you? Is there a pediatrician? I mean, how are they finding about Y.E.S. to come to you guys for services?
Well, I said some of it earlier, but you're right, pediatricians. And that's actually kind of exciting for us, because we're starting to, you guys hear about the integration of healthcare and, what that really means. But think about it, as a mom, if you were able to take your kid to one place and the doctor and the counselor and all the players that were helping them communicated.
Wouldn't it be amazing?
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes.
I mean, well, that's the goal. So getting doctors involved. We're doing that right now. We have great partners that we're working with throughout the Eastside, some of the doctors, and it's just been amazing to try and see how we can figure that out and grow it so that we can provide better service to the community. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so as far as you mentioned training and mentoring as an opportunity, I mean, do you guys take financial, donations? Is there any other need?
Absolutely. If anybody wants to help a kid in our community, we have kids that come through our doors that have no ability to pay. And so we're one of those agencies. We're actually the only one that I know of on the East Side now that doesn't turn them away because they can't afford to help. And sometimes kids aren't ready to tell their parents, and we're going to help them. So that's really critical. We also get people who have jobs, but they have insurance and they can't. They're working minimum wage and they can hardly afford it. They have a copay or deductible they can't afford, and so we don't turn them away. We try and work with them and figure that out. But we've got to raise money to cover that. So our uncompensated care is a big deal for us, and we work hard to raise those dollars. So yes, donations matter a lot to most any nonprofit, but absolutely that helps us serve those kids in the lower income families that come through our doors as well.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's good for people to hear like how their money can be used, and obviously that's a critical need.
Yeah, and I always tell people too. I mean, they don't always get to touch and feel what we do, but when they give that money, it saves a kid's life. many times. It saves that family. It helps our community be stronger, and kids have that opportunity that they wouldn't otherwise have, where they can succeed in our world. So it's exciting to be able to be a part of that and make that happen.
Yes, help the kids. That's what I was saying all morning. Help the kids. So, well, it's so great to have you in studio to share about, the Youth Eastside services. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Financial Fitness. We're going to have the link to the website so you guys can go on and donate or find out about mentoring or go to the breakfast, whatever you would like. When we come back from the break, we're going to have the Riley Johnson team market update. And today we're going to be discussing how the number of buyers putting down less than 10% hits a 7-year high. So to find out about any topics discussed on today's show, you can find us online at www.financialfitnessnw.com.
Everyone faces challenges in life, but with the right tools, skills, and support, all families can thrive. Youth Eastside Services provides counseling, substance abuse treatment, education and prevention, and psychiatric services in East King County. We work with youth ages birth to 22 and their families. Since 1968, we've helped children, teens, and families struggling with depression, grief, trauma, substance abuse, anxiety, gender or cultural identity issues, behavioral issues, ADHD, autism, and so much more. We meet clients where they're at to provide expert, confidential care that promotes long-term well-being. To learn more about how you can support Y.E.S. critical work, visit our website at youtheastsideservices.org and click on the Get Involved button.